It's Tuesday morning and I really want to plough on excuse me, with sorting out the kitchen. This is the double cupboard. This is the one that I actually started with the mugs. I've already had the few bits left up on the top shelf down, wiped it all down and put them back. As you can see, I've only got 6 Christmas mugs left up there, and that is on the end there is a musical Christmas container that had cookies in, and then that side is what I have out when we have barbecues. My BFF bought me that, so that's like summer, and the other side is Christmas. But I'm not kidding you, that shelf was chock-a-block and mugs were piled on top of one another. Now I've now started the second shelf down, and that consists of that empty space there is like this plasticware and tins, so I'm going to do that. I also keep first aid and medication on that shelf. I will be going through that, but that will be actually a separate video. And then I've got my everyday crockery. I've used a lot of these from IKEA because I needed them, and to make things easier to get things in and out so they're not toppling over. But whether I will still need them all, or at least have plenty of space by the time I've finished. So I'm going to move on in the process, and then I will show you what I've done. Right, I'm going to go through the stuff more quickly than I have done previous videos. I've done my mugs, and I've done the water bottles and travel cups. So as I said, this segment is not what I call my plasticware, which is there. I do like those type of clip and seal boxes. So here I am. So taken stock. I've taken these out. These are the stacker ones. They go inside one another, and these are my our ones. And I use these an awful lot when we go away. I've said when we take like coffee, sugar and tea, if we're travelling, or sometimes I will have something like this with cereal that I can snack on because I'm diabetic. So sometimes, especially when we're out and about, I like to keep snacks on, especially when we go on my husband's 5-minute hikes. He'll never live that one down, and I keep bringing it up. Yeah, it was supposed to be in 5 minutes, and it was over 5 hours. But that set, because it goes all in the big one, it doesn't take a lot of room up. The owls, and I did pay a lot for these actually. I'm not 100% sure where I got them from now, because I've had them a fair few years. But because they're different sizes, and they all go in that size one, and the owls, that is a definite keep. So I'm going to keep that set. That's a no-brainer. Right, so over to this one. These are the cupcake ones. I do use these an awful lot because I put a muffin or a cupcake in there to send with the guys packing up, so I do use those. Right, I'm left with these. This was in a set, Marmite set. Me and hubby love Marmite. It's not ideal. It doesn't really actually comfortably hold a sandwich, not when you slice it as well. So that's going to go. This one I'm going to give for my granddaughter, because I think it's frozen, it's girly, and I think, like I do, put cereal so she can munch on it when she's out. So that one's going. I've decided to let this go because I have got that clip and lock set, as I said. I used to have a lot of Coca-Cola stuff. I don't drink Coca-Cola really much now, hardly ever at all, unless it's diet. I like Pepsi Max instead. I've got rid of an awful lot of Coca-Cola merchandise now, so I'm going to let that go. That's a tin. This is one of those Father's Day presents. I've got two here actually in the past, from my sons to hubby. That's had cookies in, so that's going to go. There's another one, Dad's biscuits, that's going to go. Don't use them. We kept this one because it, my son liked it, and I always buy these little things for Christmas and Easter baskets. That is going to go. Bar Humbug little tin, although it's very sweet, I'm going to let that go. I've got this Santa Street City of Sweets. Again, this had sweets in. I like the black and the white with the red writing, and I feel I would use that one. It wasn't used this Christmas, just gone, but the previous Christmas is what we had, and I'm going to keep that one. And this one is what I'm going to clean up, polish it up, because I could do with a new biscuit container for our caravan, and because it's stainless steel and with a plasticky lid, quite safe to have in the caravan. So that will be a keep. That's a keep. Those are, then that's which goes in. Obviously that one's going to the caravan, so that's basically what I'm keeping. That's what I'm getting rid of. Right, so I've had everything off the last two shelves. I've done both of those. So that middle shelf is got pain relief medications in the first one, which is mostly ibuprofen and creams, muscle rub, that sort of thing. Next one along is general medication for cough, colds, etc. That tin has the first aid kit in. Then I've moved up my lock and seal boxes, which I do like this set. The two slightly large ones are what both the guys have got for their sandwiches. So I'll just do a quick close up. But they were down on this shelf here, but I've raised them and I can reach them. I say I am short, but I can reach the other bit if I just go round the breakfast bar. And those are the ones right at the end that I bought before Christmas, and they've been really handy for leftovers and sending little bits and pieces away with people. So I've had everything off that shelf, cleaned it, gone through all the medication and the first aid kit, which I will be doing another video on separately. The next last shelf is general use thing. Now as you come down the shelves, there was less to get rid of because it's in use constantly. Just done a little swap around. As you can see, I've put plasticware there. That's got the red plastic plates for picnics, also my granddaughter's dishes, side plates next one, and the smaller dinner plates on the bottom. Going along there, I have two steak plates and the larger dinner plates. They're slightly larger than the other set. Then I have two sets of bowls. I have these type of bowls here, which is like the shallow ones, and then I have the deeper one, and all these came from IKEA. All that came from IKEA except for steak plates. I got the two soup bowls, which are these. I actually bought these from a charity shop. Me and hubby use these all the time. Then if you turn it around, you've got noodles on the other side. So we use those quite a lot. I've tried to not double it up if I can. I have got some little tiny ceramic dishes behind, which I use for sauces, rather than having like the sauces actually on the table. You know, the bottles, if you've got company. These, you know when you buy things and you think, oh, I'm going to use it, and you don't. I do actually. Hubby found these. These were from Poundland, and I do like these. And especially with fries and a burger. So what you do is you put your dip in here. I had these before Christmas, and then you put your fries in there. And I present that with a burger. Or in my husband's and son's case, a couple of burgers and baps and everything with all the works. and it just makes a lovely meal. Instead of actually going out to Burger King, we don't go to McDonald's, don't like McDonald's. And just behind those soup bowls, I have got some glass dishes, which is a set of storage ones with the red checkered lids, which I have used an awful lot. I could really get rid of them because I have got the plastic ones, but I do use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put maybe a couple of months to 3 months hold on those, but as I said, I do use them. I didn't really get anything rid of from the bottom shelf because, as I say, everything is used. The only couple of items I have got here is this mum plate, because I'm just going for plain white, this Christmas plate, side plate, and this one. The only reason I kept these is because I used to have soap dispensers, and I haven't got room to put my soap dispensers actually anywhere sort of close to the sink in my cloakroom. They have to go on the shelf, so they're not leaking all over the place. I used to have like the England one with that one, a Christmas one with that one, and so forth, and that mum plate that I need to get rid of. I'll probably explain that more when you see my cloakroom, although I have done show my cloakroom, but there's no real way of putting the soap dispensers because I haven't got a shelf. It's something I might ask Hobby about putting in there, so I don't, it's near the sink. And then the other two things was these bowls, never used, got them from B&M. What I plan to do with them, and I never did it last year, whether I will consider doing it this year, but I'm putting it in with my get rid of pile now, was some of my family like these like retro sweets and everything. And my idea originally was to fill it up with all the different sweets and put cellophane and make a little gift bowl. Whether I will get doing it this year, but I might put these, because I haven't used them, still got the tags on, labels. See whether I do it this Easter. I might put these in my gift stash actually. That's my hubby's favourite actually, the drumsticks. But that is the only thing that I can get rid of. But saying that, look at this. These are the three tier metal shelving to give me extra space, but because of the amount, especially I got rid of at the top and everything and really thinned it down to what I really do use, they are obsolete at the moment. I'm not going to put them as going out of the home at present until I've actually finished doing all my cupboard kitchen organisation. So I'm going to move on onto the next cupboard. So I'm quite happy with that. There's just a overview of now my top shelves. Right, I'm showing you the base cupboard now that's under our breakfast bar. I've had everything out. I've cleaned it, checked all the dates, although I did briefly do this actually on the 2nd of January, but I decided I wanted to reorganise it. So this is how I've done it. It actually had stayed the same organisation for the last 3 years, I would say. So it was ready for a revamp. So at the top, I have pasta. I have actually got it in 2 containers because it wouldn't all fit in one. We do go through a lot of pasta. Then I've got mayo that's not in use. The next thing is I've got Sweetex. Then I have got a bag of sugar beyond there and powdered sweetener. Then I've got the cocoa powder, caster sugar, icing sugar there, and syrup. This is like going into the baking goods. Then I've got my self-raising flour and plain flour. Then I have spare bags behind. In there I have all my cookie cutters, and this is where I have done the biggest update. This has always been my baking part, is up the top there, is that I've altered this round so I can get at everything. These are the containers I got from Poundland. So here's the first one. This is all the cake cases in here. I'm putting like the Halloween ones right at the back, and putting the Valentine ones at the front ready to be used. I've got more cake cases here. They're all Christmas ones and haven't been started. Then the last one here has what I've got left of my sprinkles. These are all still in date. I've got my Halloween ones at the back here, red food dye, and I bought these well in date from B&M for 50p each, and these have got quite a long date on them, and they are best before end of May 2020, so it'd be great for Halloween this year. Just get that back in one-handed. So that's all my sprinkles. I haven't got many because I tend to get through them when it's the occasion, so that goes back in there. Underneath in this one I got more cake cases, and then I've also got the cardboard ones and things like this. Again, coming up to Valentine's Day, they can be used, and cases that haven't been started. And I do like these here. I believe these may have come from Home Bargains. I don't know whether it was Home Bargains. It says Lakeland, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are gorgeous. Definitely will have to make an effort to use all the fancy cake cases up. So that one needs to go back in, like so. And then the next one is like these. These are the reusable cases and everything. So I've got my tea set here, and I've sorted all my Valentine's stuff out ready so I can do some baking. And although this is plastic, I've put that in here ready because of Halloween. Excuse me, Valentine's Day. Got Halloween on the brain at the moment. Yeah, Valentine's Day cutter in there. So that's that. And I have repurposed one of these out of my other cupboard just to make that two-tier system. So that's all my baking goods. And I've used two of the other ones underneath. So here I have all the savoury, the crackers, Ritz, biscuits, savoury biscuits. Underneath here I have still a box of biscuits well in date from Christmas. The remainder of the second box is in there. And then I've got sweet biscuits underneath. This little tray is bits and pieces for our granddaughter to keep in. And then this one has all the sauces. Then at the back there in the same tray I have stuff and mix. And in that one I don't get a lot of cereal in. That's my ready break. I'm basically the only one that tends to eat cereal anyway. Then I have my canned goods there. I do have a lot of soups, tin tomatoes, baked beans. Try not to get too much canned goods in. I have got a lot of soups because with people's illnesses, and especially myself, it was quick and easy to do and make sure that I do have something to eat during the day. I do have a lot of gravy because I do get through a lot of gravy, especially this time of year. I've still got the creams from Christmas, still well in date. Cotton custard. Son loves hot dog sausages. He likes the Frankfurter type ones. And then these are lovely. We have these, a relative tends to buy these every Christmas for us. Mrs. Bridges. And this is chutney for cheese. We've got Scottish strawberry preserve, and also this one, which is the Christmas chutney, special fruit. So that's those. and they all have a long date on them. So that is my baking and my pantry as such, and I'm very happy actually how I've organised that. As I say, I seem to have got stuck in a rut how I organised it, and things were sort of falling over, and I had bigger containers actually. So what I've done is I've split up into smaller containers. So all these came from Poundland, and I'll just show you the containers that I've actually taken out. So these are the containers I took out. I had all my cake cases in here. That originally had the sauces in, and all the other bits and pieces had these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've swapped them over, 6 there. So they've taken out, and I just swapped them around, and I think it's worked out really good. The next thing on my agenda is my salt and pepper sets. Now, I did get rid of an awful lot over my clear outs over the years, and these are the ones that I've got left. So I am trying to make a decision on getting rid of a few more. Now, up until about October, I had them all on that little rack there. I took them back down before Halloween, because I put some Halloween decor up there, and then I put the Christmas decor up there. Then these did not get put back, so I'm reviewing what I want to keep and what I didn't. Again, I've sort of put them in categories. So I lost the mate of this one, so that one's gonna go. But I would like to keep, although I've stopped the Coca-Cola stuff, I like those. They're very retro looking, so I'm going to keep that. Decided on getting rid of my metal set of Coca-Cola. They're going. Now, because we've done a lot of picnics and usually these go to the caravan, I have decided I'm just going to get rid of both those plastic sets, because I've got an owl set actually in the caravan. This marble set I'm going to keep. This is actually one of the original wedding presents, because in the 80s marble was really in. Then we got rid of a lot of our marble stuff, and it sort of came back in. Out of the 2 Christmas ones, I'm going to get rid of that set, but I'm going to keep that set. So now with my black and white ones, and these I'm getting rid of because the lids were getting rusty. So they are going to go. So I'm going to get rid of that set, and I'm left with these. And this is where I think I am actually going to still hold on to these 3 sets, because I use them all, especially this set. So for the time being, I'm going to keep those. So I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. And I'm keeping 6 sets. Even if there is a possibility I may actually get rid of a couple more eventually. So that's half and half. So that's not bad, because it was something I used to collect, and I'm dwindling it down just to what I actually use. So I'm doing okay. I've still got to go through those 2 drawers. So I've done that base one, and I've also done that cupboard there. So I'm going to see how I go. Time is ticking on. It is taking a long time. It took me a hell of a long time to do this base unit, because I didn't show you the process, because it's one of those things I was flapping around, changing things backwards and forwards and trying to make it work better, which I believe I did. So I will progress, and I'll show you when I'm ready to do the next area. Right, I've just completed sorting and cleaning the 2 drawers in the breakfast bar. I've had everything out. I've cleaned the drawer out and I've cleaned all the trays. This is what I call my utensil bit drawer. I have the electric carving knife and the blades here. I have measuring cups here. These are what you make poached eggs in. I've got the large carvery forks at the back there, along with the salad forks. Skewers in here, plus the temperature thing for cooking meat. This is for icing, all the different scissors. Here I have a cocktail sticks, and I've got Christmas ones here, and these ones ready for Valentine's Day. Here I've got knife sharpeners. That is to open jars. That's just a Christmas spoon, and I've got an apple core in there and a couple of wine stoppers in there. So basically that is that one. This is my everyday cutlery drawer. I'll just take this out. Again, it was emptied, everything was cleaned out. At the back there I have the tablespoons, steak knives, ordinary knives, forks, dessert spoons, the utensils for our granddaughter. In here I have things like extra spatulas, potato peelers and the can opener. Right at the back I store the rolling pin, and then in this segment here I keep here a couple of sharp knives there that I use regularly, teaspoons and the longer spoons because some of the cups are quite deep. So that is the two drawers done. I've got rid of 3 more plastic containers. I'm getting rid of these plastic knives and spoons and that because I've got my red set that also I keep at the back of that drawer. And then I'm just getting rid of these spoons because we don't use them. So I just wanted to finish this up, and this is part 1 of organising and decluttering the kitchen and giving it a good clean, and part 2 hopefully will continue tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.